Hey, hi, howdy, how are you folks? My name is Nallex and welcome back to another League of Legends video. We are back on the Shyvana playing in patch 26.6. So excited to be on the Shyvana rework. I've been trying out all kinds of new builds. This one is a different one that you saw in the last video. This is going to be an experimental hex plate rush Shyvana build. Now the reason for that being, if you haven't already seen, experimental hex plate actually procs your ultimate's passive way sooner. So you build up rage passively like twice as fast as you normally would. What that means for you in the late game is that your ult is up way sooner. You have your ult in more fights and you don't have to be farming as much in the late game. So you can actually use your ultimate and play these big fights. Now, another thing I want to highlight in this video is what I would say is probably the #1 biggest mistake that low elo Shyvana players are making right now. And it's not related to farming. I know what you might be thinking. In my opinion, most low elo Shyvana players do know how to farm at least decently well. Now, of course, there's always optimizations you can make, but in general, if you don't know how to farm on Shyvana, that's like one of the biggest things you have to learn on how to play this character well. No, this one has to do with how you use Shyvana's ultimate. So I won't be able to get into it right now, but once we get our ultimate up, I can start going into a little bit of detail about this special trick that not enough Shyvana players actually use in their team fights with their ultimate. For right now though, we're just going to do our full clear. In a perfect world, you like to start with your blue buff or your red buff depending on which side you're on, then clear all the way down and ending with your other buff. Now if you're on blue side like I am, it's a little bit more awkward to go straight from your raptors to your krugs. It's just not quite as efficient. So for me personally, I don't mind taking the slowdown on my first krugs respawn, just so that way I can clear just a little bit faster. I like to be hitting stuff as constantly as humanly possible. Now, as you can see, my bot lane did get a double kill. Good for them. It's 2-1 on both the bot laners and 0-1 and 1 on both of the supports. Surprisingly even. Most of the time I feel like my bot lane is getting either 3-0'd or 0-3'd. So I'll take an even bot lane, even if there's a lot of deaths. Gonna use my second smite here. Probably shouldn't have, but I don't know. I just like killing my camps fast, and I wasn't too focused in the early game here. It's just a random flat 1 game, so nothing too crazy is going on. I'm not quite locked in yet, but here's where we start to get a little crazy with it. Now, I thought that I saw Master Yi clearing towards top lane, but I'm glad that I decided to be careful anyway, because I spot him out here finishing his blue buff, and then he backs off, and we see Vayne walking up to me. I know that I'm going to get collapsed on by 4 members of the enemy team. So even though I'd like to hit Vayne with a couple of abilities, I'm just going to go ahead and flash on out of there. Nothing more I can do. Vayne is pretty strong with double kill. Of course, she has her fully upgraded boots. So naturally, I got to get my ass out of there. I have to give up the scuttle crab. Not ideal by any means. We'll go ahead and grab double longsword and head back towards the top side. Now, Shyvana fundamentals. You want to clear those camps as fast as you can, and you want to get as many of those camps each time you clear them as possible. So as many full clears as you can do, that's what you want to be doing. Any opportunities that come up, as long as they're pretty much guaranteed, you're definitely welcome to go for. You'll see here not too shortly from now, a great opportunity will show up, and I'll show you what I mean by if an opportunity comes to your doorstep, you definitely take it. But outside of that, don't go too crazy with it. Go ahead and use the plant there to see if the Ambessa has vision. Now, it's not like I can really do too much with that information, but it's good to know, right? It gives me a sense of what this Ambessa plays like. This Ambessa clearly has a good sense of when to ward, because she's warding on timer exactly when I would potentially be going topside. So I got to be a little more careful when trying to go for this Shyvana. But let's take a look at the mid lane while I finish this camp. We killed the Yasuo. My Swain's at 1 HP, and this Master Yi is looking mighty interested. So I'm keeping an eye on them as I'm finishing up my clear. Rel does a little bit of interesting footwork, but it baits the Master Yi just enough that he jumps onto the Swain, and look where I am. Bing, bam, that's a free kill. You've never seen it before, but I tell you what, they will run into you. They will give you free stuff as often as they can. You just have to know when to look. So while you're clearing those camps, keep a good eye on when those fights are happening. Even on Shyvana, a champion where you do mostly want to be farming, I maybe lost 2 seconds on my full clear to get that kill. And that's 300 gold in my pocket that I would not have had otherwise. As I'm finishing my full clear for a second time, I'm looking at my camps. I know that none of them are spawning for probably another 40 seconds or so. The dragon's up. I would love to get some dragon control in this game. Master Yi, one of the nefarious opponents to try and fight as a Shyvana. Even on the new rework, he's just got a lot of tools to kind of melt you down before your damage can really go off. We'll put a control ward in the dragon pit. We know that the enemy Vayne just backed. We've got a nice opening. Let's go ahead and take this dragon. Now, while I'm taking this dragon, I am still looking at the other opportunities. And look at that. Another great one shows up onto my doorstep. The Yasuo runs up. That's a kill onto him. Leona runs up, flashes. Now, this is where I could be wrong. But me personally, when I'm this close to my ultimate, I would have loved for my team to have focused on the dragon a little bit more. It's all good. My team does keep fighting. And, you know, they'll pay the price for it. But I've committed to my play. I'm going to finish it no matter what. Kill this dragon, get my level 6, and now look at where I'm at. I've got a great position on this Master Yi and this Vayne. So let's go ahead and use our W and use our ult to try and catch that Vayne. Now, unfortunately, Vayne does have her push, so she gets away, but Master Yi is not so lucky. So I have my ulti now, but what is the #1 mistake that I've been seeing low elo Shyvana players make? Now, this is a big one. When you have your ult, do not start a fight with your ult. Now, you saw there, I did that because the enemies were like 1 HP, and I knew that if I could maybe get one auto Q and an E off, I would get a double kill there. In that situation, you're more than welcome to use your R as an engage. But as we'll see in some of the later fights in this game, using your ultimate, holding it for, I don't know, 5 seconds before the team fight starts to let the entire enemy team try and jump you. You're hitting way bigger ultimates that are hitting way more people, and you're getting a ton more value out of them because enemies will use their CC at the very beginning of the fight. And if you can weather that CC, then use your ultimate to jump onto their backline, you'll find very quickly that you are actually able to do a ton more damage than you originally had thought. Now, with those 2 nice free kills jumping into my lap, I'm 2-0-2, as well as 16 CS up on this Master Yi. You look, it doesn't seem like I really should be. We're in the same spots on the map, we're clearing the same camps, but I'm just doing it a little faster. And on those plays where he's making something big happen on the map and I'm making something big happen on the map, we're both doing it after getting camps. But look, he stops at his 3rd camp to go on to the Rift Herald, or not the Rift Herald, the Void Grubs, and I'm finishing my full clear. I don't even care. Now, once again, my bot lane is cooking. I don't know what this misfortune was on, but that's the 2nd time she's been dove under tower by those 2 and survived with a double kill. It's honestly pretty impressive. But we know exactly where Master Yi is. We know that he's on these grubs. We're just going to go ahead and finish our full clear and then look to get ourselves another Scuttle Crab. We've got a lot of money in the bank. We've almost finished our Hex Plate, but fortunately, we did not quite have enough money on that last purchase. So we'll walk towards the mid lane and see what we can find. Got our ultimate up. We've got all our camps farmed. Why not take a look mid lane and see what we can find? First thing we do find, however, is a Leona. Now watch, I'm not trying to jump on this Leona with my ultimate. I don't have any backup, and she has a ton of CC, so I won't even be able to really cast my abilities if I try and fight that Leona. But look, I walk over here, boom. Not an engage, but an escape tool there. Sometimes you got to use that ultimate as an escape tool. It's very, very valuable. You're unstoppable. You travel quite a large distance, and you can go over walls with it. So if you're ever in danger and you've got your ult up, boom, you can use it that way. Like I said, #1 reason I see low elo Shyvana players losing, especially on the new rework, is not using their ultimate correctly. Now, unfortunately, I don't know what my team's doing. They just died. Unfortunate for them. They kind of got jumped. But no big deal for me. As you might have guessed, I'm going straight back onto the camps. Use another vision cone to see what the Ambessa's got going on. Nothing too crazy, but you can see, look, this Yi's down 20 monsters at this point, and he doesn't have very many to clear right now. Meanwhile, I've got my whole jungle respawning, and I've already got my first item. Currently, I'm level 8, he's level 7. Not too crazy of a difference yet, but you'll see just how strong this farming style is towards the late game. There's lots and lots of game left to be played. Trust me when I say that. So Yasuo is jumping on my Swain a little bit here. I'm keeping my eyes peeled on this mid lane play because it's really easy to jump over this wall with Shyvana ult. So look, as he jumps on my Swain, I take notice. I start moving, and look, he's in the perfect position for an easy Shyvana ultimate. Boom, there you go. It's just that simple, ladies and gentlemen. It is just that simple. All while waiting for my Krugs to spawn. Now here, because I still have just a little bit of my ultimate left, I'm going to jump down towards the bot lane, try and hit some abilities on the Leona. Now, I don't know what my Rel's doing, right? My Rel is not going to be able to kill this Vayne, and so because my Rel is dumb and totally tunnel visioned onto this Vayne, I don't get a kill there, but I'll take a couple of minions for my troubles. And somehow MF does the unthinkable and just murders everybody. You'll see here, look, she even finds the bounce on the auto attack to get the kill on the Leona. Pretty cool for me, all things considered. But yeah, dragon spawning again. I've almost got my ultimate. As you can see, that experimental hexblade has gotten almost all of my ultimate recharged up after it just ran out on the bot lane fight, and all I did was take one camp. Crazy the amount of ultimate you can stack up in a really short amount of time with this item. Now look, this is a great example of, like, I'm using my abilities to get my ultimate as fast as possible. Now I've got my ultimate. The enemy team's looking for a fight. What can we do with it? We'll go ahead and once again get off the dragon just a little bit in order to see if there's a fight to be had. And look, there will be a fight to be had. I don't have my smite here, so it's a little spooky, but it's all good. Look at this fight. I could ult right now, hit 2, but I wait. And boom, look at this ultimate. Boom, 3 men, all of their carries just got hit with a big amount of damage. Nobody can stop this Vayne from getting one shot almost, and then boom, that's a double kill for me, and a kill for the Swain, and then a little insult to injury, smack that Vayne for a triple kill. I waited to use my ult till they were in a really good position. I did not early engage with my ultimate. If I had, I would have been blown up by all 4 of them and CC'd for 3 seconds. I wait, they use everything, 3 kills in my pocket. Absolute cinema. Our next item we're going to go after experimental hexplate is going to be Sundered Sky. I love Sundered Sky on these melee bruisers. It is so nice the amount of healing that it gives, especially if you have like Conqueror stacked up and things like that. Sundered Sky so strong as a second item. For a long time when the Shyvana rework came out, I was going Sundered Sky first item, but as soon as I saw the power of experimental hexplate, it was immediately moved to that second item slot. No doubt about it. All right, so right now we're in a little bit of downtime where, you know, we've got all our camps up, we've got our money just got spent, and we don't quite have our ultimate up yet. So in these times of downtime, you just want to go ahead and take as many camps as you possibly can. As you see, I'm still keeping my eyes on the mid lane, looking for any opportunities that might show up. Leona finds one there. And look, I'm just farming, man. I don't even care, because I see this and my team is not even close to taking any damage. So I don't need to stop and help them. They're fine. They don't need my help there. I can just go ahead and keep farming. But you know who is going to need some help? This guy. So look, as my camp's finishing, try and get as much damage on the camp as I can. Swain just barely can't do it. The barrier from the Vayne does it. We'll use my ultimate as a catch-up tool, and yeah, she's dead. It just means a couple more minions for me, and the tower's basically gone. I've got my dragon form already up. All my camps are gone. It honestly doesn't even matter if I die here, but I can just go ahead and hit this tower all I want with all 3 of my Qs. Use my E on the wave. I walk away here because my minions are dead. But look at this. This Yasuo just walks up when I have my ult. I'm 2 levels up on him. What is he thinking? A free kill on him. Leona's also here for no reason. Just keep using those Qs, your E. Look at the damage. The Leona's basically dead. We'll go ahead and finish off this tower. Now, we see Master Yi here. This is the big thing. Don't overextend. We did everything successfully. Let's go ahead and get out. We've got a 700 gold shutdown. We do not want to be giving that to a Master Yi. That is how you throw a game away. And we got lucky that there was vision there. But in general, I would have pushed out that wave and then gotten the hell out of there. What is my Swain doing? Immediately running back into the fire, and he's going to get taught a quick little lesson from the enemy team about just how strong Swain mid is 15 minutes into the game. Close. He got close. No cigar. Meanwhile, we saw Master Yi in the bot lane, which means this is the freest Rift Herald you've ever seen. And that's just one more objective to mark off for the Shyvana. We gave away the grubs, which, you know, isn't necessarily ideal, but Rift Herald? Now that's what I'm talking about. Smite it, grab that eyeball. We finished our Sundered Sky here. We are working towards our third item, which is going to be a Death's Dance. Yasuo is in the mid lane. We're going to go ahead and see what we can find. And look, I could try and ult on top of him, but I know better. I know when to use my ultimate. So I'll wait. My Rel gets engaged on. I go ahead and run in. I could ult, but I'm waiting. Look at me wait. Now watch this ult that comes through. All four of them start walking up. Boom. Triple ult every time. Yasuo's get one shot. I flash, kill him. I use that to pardon off the Leona. I mean, it's just so free. You wait for your ultimate to have the perfect effect. That fear is so strong. Compared to the old Shyvana ultimate, where all you were doing was just a slight pushback and then buffing up your abilities, this one is serious. The third Q dealing true damage, it's so good. So make sure you're using your ult at the right time. It is making all the difference in this game. I'm now 10, 0, and 4. All because I've been using really smart ultimates and just farming. That's all I've been doing. Farming and then finding good ultimates in team fights. And all of a sudden, I've got a 700 gold shutdown. I'm 40 CS up and getting soul point right now. That's all you got to do. It's not that hard, right? And look, the enemy team is looking for another fight here. Again, I don't have my ultimate. We'll go ahead and finish that off, but don't be afraid to fight when your ultimate's down, even if your ultimate's down. I mean, if you've got 3 teammates, you can fight. I promise. I know it sounds scary, but it is possible. Now our ultimate's getting pretty close. We've got a whole lot of momentum on the map. I'm just too greedy. I can't help it. I love the camps too much. Love the camps way too much. My team goes top lane. That's perfectly fine by me. That's where I'm clearing anyway. Skip the Krugs here. Honestly, I could do without them. It's just a long way to walk. And this point in the game, where every team fight matters a whole bunch, you don't want to be too far away. You definitely want to prioritize getting your farm, but don't be too stingy about being able to help your teammates. Oh, unlucky. The E does not quite get there to hit that Gromp. My team really pushed top lane, so we didn't quite have much mid lane. But I'll go ahead and get my back off. And now I've got the Death Stance. I'm 3 items in. 4 gold away from my tier 1 boots. Realistically, I should have bought these way earlier, but that's neither here nor there. Red buff spawning. Let's go ahead and grab it, and then we can look for some fights in the mid lane. Level 14, one of the biggest levels on Shyvana. That's when you'll have your fully evolved Q and E. So we'll get that there. Now our E is fully leveled up as well as our Q, which means we are totally ready for a team fight. I want a team fight bad. Let's push down mid lane, right? Aaron's not up yet. Might as well see what we can find. What did we find? We found ourselves a little Vayne. We'll go ahead and just run at her. And Bess is walking too far forward. But honestly, I just want something to happen, right? We missed out on a fun team fight there. So let's go ahead and use this Rift Herald behind the Mbessa. Make sure to cut off her escape. She's got nowhere to go now. Look, I'm not ulting. I don't need to ult this Mbessa. She's already dead. Boom. There it is. Instead, I'm just waiting. We're going to push. I don't know what this Leona's doing. I don't know how she got caught like that. Another kill for us. Legendary. You know how it is. And boom. Now, right now, I'm looking at my gold total. I've got about like 800 gold. I could go back, right? I really could. I could spend my 800 gold, finish my boots off, but there's really nothing else to do on the map right now. We can't quite take Baron. Everybody on their team is up, and if they do hit a full wombo combo, we will get our butts kicked. They've got Vayne, Master Yi, and Yasuo, plus Mbessa ult and Leona ult. So there's very, very likely a chance that we could get wombo comboed. I'm just going to ping the dragon. It's up in about a minute 40 seconds. And that minute 40 seconds, well, that's just enough time to clear our camps. Fundamentals are still there. You know how it is. Got to keep that farm lead. Most farm in the game by a pretty large margin. We're about 40 CS up on this Master Yi, and he's not even got any CS up to really grab except for his blue buff. And boom. Misfortune grabs our Krugs, so we'll just go ahead and run to the Scuttle Crab. Scuttle Crab right before this dragon spawns. Going to be very nice to have some extra vision, as well as clear out any wards that might be hiding in the bushes somewhere. Plus 104 gold. I did not realize it gave that much gold. Definitely want to get that Scuttle Crab. But we've got a little bit of money. We finish our boots off, grab ourselves a longsword, and now we're back on the map with a bunch more XP. We're level 15, getting closer to that level 16. Fully leveled up ultimate would be nice around now. And look, we're just looking to fight. We'll fight whoever they want us to fight. Let's see what kind of fight we can find here. We're gonna hide in this bush. We know they don't have vision on it. We'll mark this Leona. We're up 6 levels on her, so she's gonna die pretty dang quick. And then look, right as this Mbessa goes in on my Misfortune, boom, I'm on top of it. I do not want my Misfortune to die. Misfortune is a huge amount of damage. As you can see, she just starts hitting these fools and killing them in one shot. Boom. You see how much damage that Misfortune did to that Vayne? We are not letting our Misfortune die. So yeah, as you can see, like I'm 12, 0, and 8. I'm super strong, but I am prioritizing my AD carry. My AD carry is 14, 8, and 6. They've got 3 completed items. There is no reason, I don't know why. Shout out the tool. I apparently moved my mouse too far. No reason why we cannot focus on our laners here. We are not the main character. We are very strong, but we're not greedy. We're not greedy. Unless we're talking about minions, in which case we very much are. But yeah, waiting on that ultimate till that Mbessa goes in onto our carry, and then abusing that fact to get ourselves a nice little kill always feels very nice. Misfortune's back on the map. We're trying to farm up and get our level 16, as well as get our ult back up. For right now, I believe each auto attack charges like 0.04 or 0.4% of the rage that you need for your ultimate. In the next patch, I believe it's going to go up all the way to a 1%. So you'll actually be charging your ult pretty fast without Hexplate next patch, but that's neither here nor there. Go ahead and clear out any vision we can. We'll walk along this edge, see if they put anything over the wall or in this tri brush. We've cleared all the vision off from Baron. My team, of course, as I walk up and around, they start a fight. So let's get their perspective from it. I don't want to make you watch me walk over to this fight. Yeah, my team gets zoned out. Not very fun. I see a red buff, so let's go ahead and grab that, eh? And yeah, we'll walk up. We'll see what can happen, but we're not trying to force anything per se. Our Misfortune makes the call. We're going to go to Baron. And so, Baron we go. Currently, I'm level 16. The next closest person is the Mbessa, who's also level 16. But I'm a level ahead, at least, of everyone on my team. and I'm 3 levels up on the Master Yi. So even though their entire team is alive, with my Misfortune alive and me alive, I'm not too worried about them trying to steal this Baron. Plus, little do we know, but Master Yi's in the bot side of the map. So boom, we finished the Baron. Let's walk down mid lane, see what we can find. Start off with, this Rel is getting jumped, but gets away because I have Aura. Clear the camps, clear the wave. Let's push in this mid lane. Shyvana does a lot of damage to turrets, mostly just because her abilities can hit them, and they're also auto attack resets. You can kind of burst these turrets down pretty quick. And then we'll go ahead and go straight onto this inhibitor. And look, we could try and use an ult over a couple of players here, maybe hit a sphere on the Leona or maybe even the Yasuo, but look at this. I'm not going in yet. I'm waiting till this Ambessa goes on my Misfortune, and this Ambessa's dead. And my Misfortune gets a double kill. Make that a triple kill. Make that a quadra kill. And make that a pentakill. You're welcome, Misfortune. Do not sleep on your carries. They will do so much damage for you. GG, what a game. Shyvana jungle. Go play it while you still can. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nallex. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.